Hey, One Tree Hill fans, thanks for being here. Welcome back. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're so inclined. Either way, glad you're here. We're talking about Season 4, Episode 4, Can't Stop This Thing We Started. Oh, all the choices. Lucas with giving up basketball and Nathan striving to get that scholarship. Haley conflicted about what we don't know yet. Brooke wakes up to abortion pamphlets on her bed, and Dan's hair looks weird. And I'm sorry, that didn't look like blood coming out of his faucet. It looked like tomato soup. Oh, I forgot. Intervention for Deb. There won't be any fireworks there. Okay, yeah, I have to admit, inviting Dan to Deb's intervention was probably the worst thing you could have done. Oh, wow. Deb saying, my life was over the day you left me and married Haley. Ooh, and Karen's like, it's not their fault. And she says, shut up, Karen. She tells the therapist to shove it up her ass. If you spend a week, I know I'm an addict. If you spend a week with these people, you will understand why. And it was funny that Dan's like, yeah, you know, I'm the guy you tried to set on fire. Haley looked shocked by that information. And then here comes Deb, leaving in her bathrobe with her car keys. Of course, Dan thinks they're making progress. Whatever, why are you here? Rachel tells Brooke, you can't have the baby. Brooke's like, I'm not pregnant. And why couldn't I have the baby? You'd be a terrible mother, because we all become our parents. Lucas tells Peyton, I told Brooke I'm not going to fight for her anymore. Lucas seems to think it's weird that Derek's always taking pictures of Peyton. Hello, Spidey sense, something's wrong here. I forgot Nathan bought a motorcycle, giving up their car. That's going to be a problem. So Haley tells Brooke Nathan bought a motorcycle. Brooke tells Haley, Rachel thinks I should have an abortion. And one of the clean teens is overhearing and now is like, Brooke, I'd like to encourage you to have your baby. The fact that Dan went to therapy with the intervention therapist, of course, insulting her along the way, it's such a mind trip to me. He actually confesses to the therapist right off the bat that I killed my brother. Very pushy clean teen. And I do agree with Brooke. Yeah, things are not black and white. Life's a little bit more complicated. And then this bitch, she's like, good luck with your pregnancy. Everyone hears it. Oh, yeah. Dan's like, oh, I let Dan go into the school that day. I could have stopped him. That was his redirect. Wow, I totally forgot that Deb, like, barges in the middle of a test of Nathan's class. Like, you have something that belongs to me. I want my pills. Whoa. And Nathan says, go ahead, take them. But I'm warning you, it's either the pills or me. And, of course, she takes the pill. Oh, yes, Rachel is going to be in Maxim for One Tree Hill's hometown hottie. Here we go. Nathan crashes his bike. At least this time he didn't end up in the hospital. Haley's like, Nathan, you need to get the car back. I need you on this planet. Hint, hint. And then he's like, it's not it. My mom chose pills over me. Nathan, go take care of the car. I'm going to go take care of your mother. Oh, man. Haley's like, stay away from him. And Deb's like, talk to me in a few years when your dreams are dead and your child betrays you. And then, like, she's like, yeah, well, Nathan's going to realize that playing college ball is more fun than playing house. I'll save you some pills. Like, who are you kidding, Deb? Junkies don't save pills. So the head of the clean teens is not a virgin. She is a hypocrite. Ugh, the whole Derek of it all with Peyton is just creepy. Oh, Whitey and Karen were like, Lucas, you can play, but you have to stay on your heart medication and you only play 15 minutes a night. And he says no. Hearing Derek tell Peyton, thank you for trusting me, makes my skin crawl. Rachel sneaking, giving some alcohol to Nathan and him like, hey, I got your picture in your skivvies in my locker. No thing. And then Rachel uses, what did you see in the water, as a way to worm her way back into Nathan's life. Okay, so in therapy, Dan's all, I got the call when Karen was in labor, and then I didn't even make it to the door. She didn't know I was there because all I saw was Keith holding my son. And then we see Dan talking to Lucas at the court, the river court, and at least apologizing for trying to kill him last time. And Dan laments to Lucas about his last game and how he wished he had kept playing and not thrown it all away. Correlations to Lucas's situation. Okay, so Deb comes to Trick and fires Karen because she's the majority owner. But can we just say, side note, Deb's looking pretty fierce. Lupe Fiasco's in this episode. Great music and musician. Fucking mouth. He's like telling Rachel, I know about Brooke's pregnancy. What are we gonna do? What we, Kimosabi? Oh, Derek tells Peyton, Brooke's pregnant. I overheard it. And then Derek tells Peyton, I overheard Lucas telling Brooke that if she took him back, he would never talk to you again. And of course, Peyton goes straight to Lucas. I need to talk to you. Good girl. And of course, she doesn't tell Lucas what Derek told her he said to Brooke at the party. But she does say if she's pregnant, you need to be there for her. Bye. And Rachel admits that she's the one that told everyone that Brooke was pregnant. Why would you do that? Because you posted those horrible posters of me? Consider it payback. Oh, Lucas and Brooke's conversation. It's my decision too. You act like you're the only guy I've slept with, Chris Keller. She's like, don't talk to me, right? Lucas tries to confront Derek about what he said to Peyton that Lucas said to Brooke at the party. And of course he twists it and says, all I said was that you'd have less time to spend with Peyton. Lucas is not buying it. Brooke runs into an old acquaintance, Glenda, who says she knew Shelly, the clean teen, and her parents had to come get her halfway through summer camp. Oh, wow. Nathan's like, you heard about Brooke, Haley? Good. How could they do that? And how could she not tell him? Because she's scared to death. She should be. How do you tell a guy his life is over? So Shelly got pregnant and had an abortion. She pleads Brooke to have her baby because you can never take it back. You think it won't make things better. Depends on who you ask. Brooke is drinking and tells Haley, I can't do this anymore. I can't be pregnant anymore. Here's a question. Why do people still trust Rachel? Everything she says is ulterior motives, lies, misdirect. Nathan, I'm really going to need you to stop being so stupid when it comes to Rachel. Like, she's the one that gave you the alcohol, but now she's going to drive your bike? And by the way, why do they need to go somewhere else to talk? Ugh, Derek. Peyton hugs Derek, and Lucas sees Derek smelling her hair. Uncomfortable. Okay, I know we've talked about it before, but all I can think right now is, Peyton, lock your door! And Lucas point blank asks Peyton, what did he say that I said? And she tells him, and he's like, I would never say that. What else is he lying about? Of course, Peyton's like, you're the one that told me to be more trusting. Don't ruin this for me, Lucas. And Peyton's leather jacket from Ellie is gone. Gee, I wonder who has. Dan shows up to Karen's. I thought she'd be a trick. Deb fired me. Well, fire is her specialty. But I talked to Lucas. Maybe all I can give him is an example not to follow. And Karen's like, you just summed up my whole parenting philosophy. And then he tries to leave. And Karen's like, Dan, would you like some coffee? What? And of course, Rachel's like, I wasn't honest with you, Nathan. I did see something in the water. Keith. Mouth is like, you shouldn't listen to Rachel, Brooke. You are going to make a great mother. And Brooke's like, Mouth, I need to tell you something. And then optical flip to Haley telling Lucas that it's not Brooke, it's her. And of course, Lucas is like, it's going to be okay, Haley. How do you know? Because this kid's going to have a great uncle. He learned from the best. Everybody say, aw, with me. As we flip to Derek with a hooker resembling Peyton. Gross! God, I forgot about that big-ass tattoo of Peyton as the angel of death. Oh my god. Psycho! How fun was that Extra Live? Lee Norris, such a class act. We're talking about the episode podcast So let's jump into it. Lupe Fiasco was a major win for this episode, for the show in general. He was pretty mainstream indeed. So apparently when Peyton gets beat up by Derek, that's when male viewership went up in numbers? That's gross, y'all. That speaks to a really larger issue among the male population. That Maxim shoot sounds like crazy. I mean, the fact that they Photoshop so much, it's so infuriating that they have the ability to just change what you look like to that extent. It's insane that the producers of this show could threaten so much necessarily outside of the show to these women. And it's like, yeah, where was their lawyer? You know, where was their rights? Ew, the producers kept Rachel's photos in their office. The producers were very childish on this show, like pitting everyone against each other and just blah. Oh my god, they actually said they replaced Joy with Danielle and they didn't come to her because she was fat. What? They did Joy. They go to Joy. So they said she could say no. She said no, so y'all can't. And they didn't even ask her. They just said she was too fat. Disgusting. Yeah, the producers missed a lot of points with Joy. She's beautiful, and she was definitely not fat. She was definitely not boring. And James and her had some of the most hottest, sensual, beautiful moments. And, you know, they were just dumb. They were just completely idiotic not to see what they had there. Yes, as I said previously, Sophia's Brooke taking the continual beating of everybody thinking she's pregnant was such an amazing friend move. I have to agree. The director on this episode got that escalation of creepy factor in this episode, just building more. It was an intense feeling, and it was just so uncomfortable. Joy makes a good point. Why would One Tree Hill compete with Gossip Girl? Those are two completely different sides of the spectrum. Wow. So Clean Teens, as we knew, was Hillary's experience in high school. And of course, the people on the show took it and bastardized it to something it wasn't. I did get the impression that Shelley's upset was more the fact that she let her parents down, her church, the judgment. I just felt a lot of pain there with Shelley. But yeah, that was so sad. I definitely do agree with Sophia. Pregnancy is a life-threatening condition all the way around. Like, that is 100% the truth. And it's interesting when you see it written in the hands of a person, a male, who has no idea of it, and how wrong they get it. I agree. It is really interesting to watch the back and forth between Dan and Deb and Nathan. Like, they really did this really well with their dynamic and just everything that is constantly changing in their world, but yet kind of staying the same. I don't know why. I don't know how successful an intervention for Deb at this point would have been, but definitely not having Dan there would have helped, because that was very confusing as to why he was there. Yeah, it's the reveals that Joy did not know in this episode that she was just like, what? Those were great moments. True. It is so weird that Deb walked into the classroom demanding pills and the teacher's just like, nothing's happening. That was wild. I guess because she is the mayor's wife, that's a good point. It is true. Peyton did try pretty hard to get Brooke and Lucas back together. Another fun podcast episode. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. I'll see you next week.